Hello! Welcome to week 9! So, a lot better this week. This week in drama, we worked with Rosie, we worked on voice, so focusing a lot on how the voice and how choral speaking can affect the piece, and the impact it will have on the audience when using it. So we sung Red Roses, Red Rose? Rose, 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 red, that one, in canon with different dynamics, different volumes, and worked with Dulce Decorum Est because of Remembrance Day Sunday, which has just been. So we worked, with the impact of voice in a piece while the boys were reading out the poem. We were singing Rose Red over the top, which was, exciting, I guess. We also started work devising. Now, we haven't done much devising. We've had it scattered around, but we've not done any just devising. So it was really nice to just have a stimulus, which was the poem and the song, and work from that. Now, from our devising piece, what was effective was our use of voice and the way we used sound by stomping around on the ground. This made the silence seem bigger, but also the impact of the bigger scenes hit stronger. So when the soldiers were dying and stuff like that, it hit stronger, and it, amplified our facial expressions and our body language. What could be developed is, I'd say, we definitely make those movements cleaner to have to keep that impact, because sometimes we lose it, like we slip up or we're not marching in time. So with rehearsal, which is how we do it with rehearsal, and maybe having some sort of metronome to keep timing, we could make it a lot cleaner and make those points of impact a lot stronger. Then we also started work on our monologues with partners. So with the new monologues that someone else picked for us in the previous week, we started work on it. So we stood in 2 circles, doing a gesture for the first line, and then gesture for the last line, and then whilst the person read out their most important line during the monologue, we switched between them to show a journey between the 2 points. We then started blocking the first couple of lines with our partner, and then moved on to our own. Now, this is a really amazing technique for us because it gets us working on our monologues without panicking and getting too into our heads about it. I found this really, really worked for me, and I liked how it was for, because I worked with Kaylin, so it was fun to, see it in person before you become that character. So before you commit to the character, you see what that character would be like to watch. So it was obviously effective because it made us work with our character more and get used to characterization in a more intense way. This means our characters will be a lot better when we perform them. And then what could be developed and how is obviously develop our pieces, continue rehearsing them, and continue blocking them. Then for dance, we've just ran the Nutcracker, which is really helpful. We ran the Nutcracker, and I think... Sorry, I am trying to pull up on my laptop so I know what I'm talking about. So, ran the Nutcracker and started, cleaning up those little sweetie characters that we've been working on the entire time. And I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but started, making those cheeky little characters, making them a little bit flirty, because that's how they're meant to be. And just smoothed over any of the choreography. Then for singing, I joined in with... sorry, my laptop is being all over the place. And then for singing, I joined in with the Mary Did You Know I'm an Alto, which is helpful. So we recorded that alto part so I could, learn it and perfect it when we did it. We rehearsed as a group in the spare time, because in drama, our teacher Rosie had to go out and take a call, so we took that time where we were all there as a group doing nothing to rehearse as a group and rehearse our singing and record different parts so we could rehearse it in other moments. So in singing, it was effective that we're all sorted into our groups and can work with those harmonies, because that makes that sound more magical and sing as an ensemble. What can be developed is to make those parts slicker and to learn them off by heart, so we're not fumbling and not listening to each other. Like listening to each other for cues for the other parts, so we just know our other parts. Obviously still listening to each other. Now this can be developed by rehearsing and listening to those recorded audio bits. In creative communications this week, I decided to do a makeup project, because I feel like that's the art I can focus on more, and I can photograph it so it counts within the limited restrictions. I did a sunset face chart to work on the calm on medication look. And then in digital communications, we started building our masks. I did Emily's mask, which basically means I got used to, the feeling of the plaster of Paris, but also it was nice to know I can customize the size I choose around my eyes and, make it all work. So it was also great to be interacting with that and get used to it. Cool. This was a really quick one. Oh, in dance, I didn't do what was effective. What was effective was working on that choreo and finding those cute flirty characters and making them stand out, so it makes you stand out as a performer. And then how could it be developed is to let loose our inhibitions. So once we learn all the choreo, we can let loose our inhibitions and go for it, and then find those cheeky characters and find some fun in doing this, because this is what it is. It's meant to be fun. Okay, alright, that's it for week 9, and I'll see you in week 10. Bye bye!